Reasons why I don't narco-traffic anymore. I didn't even get to that in the other one. Point of what I was saying is that they're all jockeying. The CIA is trying to get your loyalty so that they could fucking use you. China's trying to do it. Everybody's trying to do it. And China for a long time has been broadcasting frequencies to control the emotions as a means of punishment and reward for their fucking workers. So like if you don't like something that's going on, this is how sophisticated they've gotten from what I saw last night. They can read what your brain is broadcasting and know how you're feeling. This person is happy, this person is sad, this person's angry. And so when you're watching something or shown something and you respond angrily, like a government fucking commercial or like a piece of a political fucking commercial or something like that, and you respond negatively to like a commercial about the Communist Party, they punish you, dude, with bombarding your synapse with chemicals that are responsible for fear, guilt, shame, pain, crazy shit, dude. Like, so it's like you up, down, and it's like kind of like training you, dude. So I'm thinking about deleting my fucking TikTok because they are the worst. They'll punish you, dude, for not like fucking for this is what I get in trouble for child endangerment, because I had my son chopping a piece of wood, okay, with an axe. When he was hit, he in another video that like got 54,000 views overnight. He went and I'm like a 200 to 400 view kind of guy over there in 24 hours, and so. To have 54,000, that was like, oh shit, it was him breaking the concrete with a sledgehammer. I guess that wasn't dangerous. So I said, well, let me make another one of him chopping wood, because it was funny, man. He's a nut, he's a maniac. And so he's doing that, and I got like a violation where I can't use TikTok for like a few days or whatever. And I'm just like, wow. And I noticed, dude, that like my phone was broadcast. Like I woke up with this fucking sense of gripping fear, and it was just like, ugh. And then it was over. Like you see these messages and things, and then it's like all of a sudden it's over, dude. They fucked my hair up too somehow. Somehow they got that phone. Like that's totally possible, because when you're like fucking stressed out, your hair is like. So I'm like, I was thinking, just fuck that app, dude. Just erase it. This is the reason though that I like it. It's because the algorithm sends people that are your cup of tea and vice versa. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing that sucks about YouTube, is it's just all out there, dude. So like, you know what I mean? That's how you get so many follows, unfollows. You like what I have to say now, but you don't like what I might say then, because I'm not like really your cup of tea, man. You just like something that I was saying or doing at that moment, and you know that's how it works. Oh, so like I see growth on a daily schedule there, and then like I'll fucking at least 1 or 2 followers a day, and then if I have a video that does well, like a couple of thousand views, it's like I'll get 100 or 200 subscribers overnight, you know, and like I'm almost up to 1,000. It's only been up for 120 days, I think, between 90 and 120. So anyway, I'm thinking about fucking deleting it, because they can't broadcast shit if you get rid of it. And then here's the other thing, like, what about vice versa? Oh, and here's the other thing too, I learned about life. When you do something to people, like that's what they're famous for, because you see video, and that's the big complaint. Even when I jumped over there from here, people were like, oh, he'll be back quick. They'll ban your ass with a quickness over there. And yeah, okay, yeah. And that's like, you know, there's everybody. You don't meet anybody as their first channel. I'm like the only one. It was like my first channel. Everybody else like their 5th fucking channel and shit. And of course. And this is what I learned in life. I've seen companies that are like that, where they want things done immediately, and the first sign of stress or default in any other way, it's just boom, you're fired. Not company, but I'm going to say boss or foreman or supervisor, right? You know the type. You've seen them before. Now tell me that type didn't end up getting fired themselves when the big gavel came down. Eventually, 100% of the time, that's what happens. It's like the old saying, you live by the gun, you die by the gun type of shit. So watch them get dropped like a hot sack of shit one day. Like, yeah, you got the algorithm right now, but as soon as other people start implementing the same situation, because it goes on personality types. They build communities based on personality types. A little bit more technical. I heard there's a whole bunch of different things that they do, but one of them is your eye movement, and they could actually, the computer can see what exactly it is that is interesting or pleasing or captures your attention. So it's very much more specific and accurate, and you don't see too many. You see a lot of growth quickly. You don't see very many unless you like get into a disagreement with somebody. You don't ever see people losing followers or subscribers. It's just weird. I don't know. What is scary though is that people don't go live. Very few people, because you get banned. Just somebody could come on and say a bad word. You might not have your moderators set up or whatever. I don't know. They say some people like are showing everything but just the nipples covered, and then somebody else gets banned for too much cleavage. It's like, it's weird. But the reason I don't NarcoTraffic is because when I did that before, 3 days or a week, narco-trafficking feels like a year or a month, dude. You know what I mean? It's like you could pay your rent, and then not even a week later, dude, because there's so much going on and you're so fucking stressed out, you feel like it's been a month. And you're like, dude, it's only been a week. You know what I mean? Or you feel like it's been a few months. And it's been like a week, 4 days. You're like, no fucking way, dude. Because you're just under a tremendous amount of stress. And it always happens, it's always the movement of drugs. It's like, first of all, you gotta find it. Who the fuck goes out and says, I want to make a purchase of a substance, thousands of dollars, it's really hard to find and get a hold of, and trust that that person is like actually going to have it and actually give you a square deal? It's like 9 times out of 10, if you're lucky enough to get it, the next time you go to do a deal, that person either feels like they want more, or they didn't get enough out of it, or maybe their shit ain't right, maybe their connection fucked up, or it wasn't as good. It's not consistent is what I'm trying to say. So not being able to find that consistency has your boots on the ground a lot. So right there, being in and out of strange situations, strange people, dealing with large amounts of money or inquiring about large amounts of money, substances that are worth large amounts of money, the movement of substances and money, right, makes for very stressful contact and movement. Now, keep in mind that everybody that you don't end up dealing with, but you've like inquired, or they were around when you inquired, or they asked and so figured it out or put 2 and 2 together or knew this other person, but many more people than just yourself and the people you're dealing with find out. So when you're moving, anytime you're moving, you're a target, man. Always. And that goes for the police, and people will even be mad and just like, okay, well, he worth a shit to me, fuck him, I'm not doing anything, and just snitch you off. Or to gain favor for themselves with the cops and shit, they will, put the finger on you or attention on you. And that's the other thing you have to deal with. The cops are out for it, not because they're trying to clean up the streets or get rid of drugs, but if they could catch you doing something that you're not supposed to be doing that makes money, they can get a cut of that money in order for you to keep operating like you're doing. Sometimes, and here's the other thing, like honestly, I'll just save you the bullshit because so many things go wrong with people's attitudes and the way they fucking get ungrateful, or it's never enough. You know what I mean? You might get a square deal one time, but the next time you come back, they're going to want more, or it's going to be short, or something changed. It's like, there's just, that's the fuck how it is. You know, very few people. I had one connection for black tar heroin and real good fish scale cocaine, iridescent. But that sometimes came in waves too. You'd have a wave of shitty coke, but it wouldn't last long, and it would get right, you know, back to normal fairly quickly. But you know, they operated with the same phone number and would come within between 15 and 45 minutes every time, dude. Usually it would just fall smack in a half hour before you even fucking hung up the phone and shot the shit a little bit. It was already there, consistent, dude. Every time you picked up, and they had that phone number that didn't change for like 6 years, and then they changed it. They gave everybody the new one and slowly phased the other one out. It never even happened abruptly. And the old one used to even work from time to time. But yeah, that happened one time. And then I think, dude, it was like 14 years or something ridiculous, dude. Like really, I don't want to say names of anything, but it was like just really plugged in, good, famous, dependable organization operated right here in this region during this time frame. And it was just fucking beautiful. But that was more, I didn't really like, I don't know. I didn't really like get into that whole thing. I was more of a weed guy because I've always been like a don't do the crime if you can't do the time kind of thing. And you got a lot of fucking time back then for cocaine, especially if it was rocked up, and just, you know, I don't know. Just even the word just saying rocked up, just having that word in the story, you already know where that was like why that was never going to be anything except me in a lot of fucking trouble. So thank God. I never utilized that for more than myself and the homies and you know what I mean? Like the weed was my thing. But just even that, getting that, which is dumb. It shows you how dumb I am. Because it's like Cat Williams says, if you a drug dealer and you ain't moved into fucking crack by your 30s, you a dumb motherfucker. Like, because it's smaller, it's less detectable, you're working on a larger scale of money and clientele and everything, right? With pow and increments, large increments. But, you know, but I didn't want to do that kind of time. And so they were giving a pound a day at that time, right before full legalization. It's probably that now still, a pound a day. Because you're not allowed to just bring pounds of weed across the border, even though it's legal. But back then it was a pound a day. You did a day in jail per pound because so many people and there was such a volume. That's fact. You go Google that. Anybody knows that. You can fact check me on that. So you know what I mean? That's why I did that. But it was a lot of headache. You know what I mean? You're dealing with people that are fucking like dipshits, and you know, they're not, you know, or you're just, you know, then you're a target. And just for all those reasons, I'm telling you, 1-2 days would seem like a month. Yeah. And really the worst was when you had to pick up, because it's never enough. You would get a whole bunch. You think, all right, this is going to last for a while. I don't have this stress. And literally the next day or 2 days after that, it's gone. And you're like, fuck, I got to go do this again. And so you go and you do it. You're dealing with people, large amounts of money, large amounts of dope. They want more this time. And there's but the product ain't the same, dude. And it's short by this much. And now they're getting mad. You know what I mean? Now you're at odds with somebody and there's a bunch of money, and you know what I mean, you're playing that whole game and whatever, so that goes good. But now all these people know what the fuck you're doing and what you're about, so now you have to get that shit from there to your place, to the staging area. And then like, what? Like staging area? This is why I saved myself this nightmare. And I'm glad, like, that's like, we have moved past that. They don't even send you into second inspection anymore. They're more concerned about what the fuck you guys are doing in the, you know what I mean? Like, crowd, carry this eyes and ears in the form of this phone in here for me, and you know what I mean? And that's what's going on. We're on a different level of warfare and craziness in the world. Dude, this morning, check this out. This is where I got cut off in my last episode. Check this out. So this morning at the border, San Ysidro to San Diego border, the guy, when I pulled up, I said, I went to give him my driver's license and my son's birth certificate, and he goes, oh, I don't need that. I already have all that. I know who you are. I just didn't get the license plate. The camera didn't pick up the plate. And so I was like, oh shit, you do know. So I pull, and yeah, because the bike was registered to a different name than me. I mean, but here's what saves me with that one. I've been crossing this bike with that license plate every day for 2 or 3 years now. So they know it's my bike, or it's at least the one that he uses every day. So I never get into second inspection. But I can have anything. But it's because they know, dude, because they're watching. They're using those eyes and ears. So just letting you guys know, man. Don't, if you're thinking about like involving me in jank or trying to work me over for something or use me or lie to me, like I'll straight snitch on you, just like Tekashi. Like I'm a snitch, dog. I'll just tell you straight up. Like I got the police and the border patrol on speed dial. Like I already got them on speed dial, dog. Like we on a first name basis and shit. I just tell you the truth. They in my device. They be looking at this shit. They was probably watching from all the way back over there. That's how they got onto that old shit. I don't know. If not, they definitely started watching from back then until now. And they helped me. I have nothing but good things to say. I'm like, yeah, go USA, man. Fuck China. And fuck their little game they're playing. I'm probably going to delete my TikTok. I think I'm going to take the app off. That account will be up. It'll probably be at 1,000 next time I go to look at it. But I don't know, dude. There was just a sickening feeling in my stomach, dude, that involved that app and then something that happened that me and my son did and caught on camera. And I don't like that, dude. I don't like that. And I'll say another thing. Anybody that's ever complained, there's only been a couple people in my life that have ever complained about Alex with an axe or a sword or something. And I'm going to leave this to you guys and you tell me what you think, if this isn't true. But men, and I'm speaking about heterosexual men because this is like who I'm dealing with and like who I'm talking about. Now I could be wrong. Like a lot of them could just be some of them could be in the closet. I'm sure by percentage some of them are, and I just didn't know about it. So maybe I could be mistaken. It couldn't have anything to do with, sexual orientation. But so then we'll just say men. Most like grown men, manly men that I hang around with, like I'm on logging crews, or I'm riding dirt bikes with, or like, you know what I mean? Like people that you're around at the dirt bike track or on the field playing. You could be on the ski slopes, you could be at the ice rink, you could be in a fucking anywhere, dude, at the skate track. Most men, when somebody's little boy's doing something dangerous, don't go, oh, stop. Most of them are always like, oh, dude, fuck, check it out, dude, whoa. And I mean, they could be like balancing on a thing, way up there, like facing death, but in control and just like you guys, like, you know what I mean? Riding the bike over the big fucking arc. You'd be like, oh, dude, look, oh, like a grown man will tell another grown man, like, do it, knowing he's going to break his leg. And they'll be like, do it, dog, so-and-so did it. And they'll be like, oh, shit, you guys watch. You know it's true. That's just how we are as men. I've never been told, hey, dude, your son shouldn't be playing with that sword, but one time, that motherfucker, you know who, out there at Camp Goonie, he said that shit. He used to say that often. Hey, I don't think it's a good idea that he should be walking around with that axe. And I was like, no, that's what he does do, actually, bro. No, he's good. Don't worry about that. That's his comfort zone. Right? And yeah, that's it. That kind of threw me a little bit because most men ain't like that. Logging crews, he's out there, dude, on logging crews. Like, he's been out there. Like, they won't let him near the chipper or won't let him near running chainsaws and stuff. Like, we know what fucking safety is, but like when he's like, dude, check it out, like climbing something or doing something gnarly on the bike, everybody's always like, oh. And one of the women, a motherly figure, is usually the one that steps out of a crowd and goes, no, no, he shouldn't be doing that. What's wrong with you guys, right? Tell me if it ain't true, dude. It's always the fishy motherfuckers that are like, hey, that boy shouldn't be doing that. You're like, what? Like, no, I don't know. None of us men were thinking that. We actually like to watch each other get hurt pretty bad. The worse, the funnier, actually, but okay. So that makes me wonder about these motherfuckers, dude. Because it is a child's app. It did start out as a kids dancing app, and that's been taken over, and now everybody's, because of this algorithm, it does pair quite well. So, pairs people well. So, you know, it's a good platform and a tool to, you know, if you have something to sell. Some people don't have anything to sell, except, you know what I mean? They're selling themselves, and then they complain about that, or other people point out, and they're like, look, it's a fucking prostitution. It's like, no, it's just, that's all that person has to sell. Like, you're, you know what I mean? If you're out here trying to get paper, dude, that's the plug. TikTok. But I'm thinking about erasing it because of that. And hey, like I said, man, most men are encouraging other men in danger. It takes the voice of reason of a woman usually to be like, hey, you guys shouldn't be doing that. Come on, son, no, that's dangerous. It's always, you know, the mother. Men never do that, except that weirdo did that, and fucking TikTok is doing that. Him chopping wood is fucking dangerous acts or what, huh? Anyway, so plus I think that YouTube is a CIA run website and go USA, right? Or the West or whatever. And I think fucking TikTok is China's, is communist China's, and they'll have your ass into slavery and bombard you with fucked up frequencies until you're like a little compliant ant. Anyway, hey, you guys stay golden. I'm feeling a lot better. How about that, dude? Just some hard work and some sun and getting rid of the fucking bullshit and just being off of that app. That's probably why I'm feeling good. Imagine this is the first time I've been off of that app. And you guys know it too, because a lot of people in YouTube land have been like, dude, are you okay? What the fuck? And like looking back, like, yeah, totally, dude. Like, I think there's something really nefarious going on, you guys, in the fucking spiritual, in the airwaves that we can't see, dude, frequencies and shit, and they're battling for our brains. Each and every one of you guys is a viable drone tool. The more you have, the merrier. Think about it, dude. They want every single one of us, of course. That's been the end game since day one, is complete control. You have control over one thing, dude, and that's staying golden. Showers?